Hey guys, welcome back. This car that you see on the screen right now won the Le Mans 24-hour GT class and then got disqualified. And all because it didn't have a catalytic converter. But we don't care about that. I've got a build here for you guys that's quite a bit more detailed than usual for the World Touring Car 700. So let's just not waste any time. Let's get straight into it. So if you haven't done so yet, the first thing you need to do is you need to buy the car. So you need to pop over to the Hagerty collection, make sure you unlock that in your menu books, and then you're going to go and purchase the car. It costs you 615k. It might sound like a lot, but it's actually quite cheap considering it's a classic, a proper classic car. Look at the beauty of this, and it's a Jag. It's a proper Jag, right? So once you've done that, we do need to make a little customization to it. Before we get into the build and the tuning shop, what we need to do is pop over to the wheels and just slap a nice set of wheels on. Choose any at all. I've gone for these ones. It cost me 2.5k. Then what I need to do, I'm going to put the front rims to 19 and the rear to 20, wide width and wide offset. Very simple. And then what we're going to need to do, this is just personal preference, the first two, is I've gone for part B. I prefer the look of that. You can go for part A if you want. The side, I prefer to go part A, just makes it a little bit cleaner, but you don't have to do that. But this one, it probably is a little bit more important. Personally, I've gone with type A, the one I think looks better. And once we've done that, then we can go into the tuning shop. But before we get into the actual build, I just want to take this moment to thank every single one of you that have subscribed to the channel to date. The support you guys have shown me is absolutely incredible, so I can't thank you guys enough. And if you haven't done so yet, and you do enjoy these videos, please do feel free to hit that subscribe button. And if not, just enjoy the video, enjoy the racing, and just at least just drop a like and let me know in the comments what you think. But I know you come here for the build, so let's just go straight back into it. Now, just bear with me here. So in the sports section, we're going to go in and buy the weight reduction stage 1. Once we've done that, we're then going to go to Club Sports and buy the high lift camshaft. We're going to go down and we're going to buy the weight reduction stage 2. We're then going to buy the power restrictor, and as always, we're also going to buy the ballast from this section. That's it from this section. Into semi-racing, we're going to go for the racing crankshaft. We're then going to go for the fully customizable computer. We're going to get the high RPM turbocharger, just because I just want a bit more grunt on the straights. We're going to get the fully customizable LSD. We're then going to go get the weight reduction stage 3. And very important as well, I'm going to increase the body rigidity. I just want the car to be nice and stiff. I don't want any flex. From the racing, we're going to get the stroke up. We're going to get the engine balance tuning. We're then going to get the polish ports. We're then going to get the anti-lag system. You just don't want any lag really. You're going to get the racing intercooler and the racing air filter. And just to give it a bit of a sweet sound, that racing silencer, you will hear this car when you get there. Absolutely beautiful, the sound this car makes. We're going to get the racing exhaust manifold, that will also help. The racing brake pads, you need to stop, and to those pads you need to get the racing brake kit as well. Brakes is probably the most important thing you need in racing. This is one thing that can make you go faster. Get the brake balance controller, the racing clutch and flywheel, and then what you're going to do is you're going to get the fully customizable racing transmission. The racing hard tyres is the ones we're going to be using, but I always get all the racing tyres anyway. And then just in case, because it is Le Mans, get the intermediate. You'll see that probably don't need that in this race, but there is a chance you might need it, so it's better to have them, be on the safe side. Once you've done that, this is the build. So we're going to go into the garage, and we're going to select the racing hard tyres, and then we're going to put the front downforce to 123, and at the rear we're going to put it to 350. Then you're going to need to go down to the ECU, and we're going to put the output adjustment to 89%. We're going to add 200 kilograms of ballast, move it 14 to the front, so minus 14, and put the power restrictor down to 96. Take a screenshot here and press pause. This is the gearing system that I've used, and this section here is just what you've already bought. Don't need to change it, it should automatically go in there, but just double check it before you get in. And then once you're done, the usual, go into World Circuits, pop into Europe, go up to the Le Mans, and it's the World Touring Car 700. Once you're in, the car should meet the PP requirements, and then we're ready to go. So as always here, with the World Touring Car 700, it's a 30-minute race. So it's not about how many laps you do, it's just about getting to the line in first place when the clock ticks to 30 minutes. So you don't need to worry about doing X amount of laps, but I've made a few mistakes here and I'll try and explain where I've done them and how you can actually go a little bit quicker. So the very first thing I've done is try to move into fuel mix 6. Now this car, as good as it sounds, and you can hear it here, this car drinks a lot of fuel. So what I've tried to do is minimise the amount of times I have to go into the pits, and even with going into fuel mid 6, it's going to have a lot of power. So as you can see here, it's not great accelerating, but once you get up those gears onto these straights, just look at this. Use the slipstream to your advantage, but look, it just flies past a Lambo. It's a Jag. It's not meant to go past Lambos like that. And look, it's flying past a Porsche, the Subarus, the McLaren. It looked like a McLaren anyway. It just, or it's an NSX. Right, it's a Dodge, this one. But look, it's just flying past all these cars here. And it just shows you how fast this car is. Now, I didn't want to take the lead in the first lap because I'm saving fuel. When we get to lap 3, I've got a decision to make here. Now, it looks like it's raining. And the tyres are not really worn, so I've got to make a decision. Do I go into the inters, or do I just stay on the same set of tyres? Now this is where I made my first mistake. When I went to the pits, you're going to see it right here, is I've gone in and I've changed the tyres to hards. Now I didn't need to do that, because if you look at the tyres at the bottom, I had plenty of tread. I could do the whole race on that one set of tyres, so I've lost quite a bit of time there. So it makes sense at the end why I've just gone over just slightly with 30 minutes, because I made a couple of mistakes. Now once I've gone back out, I'm 35 seconds effectively ahead of the guy in second place. And by the end of that lap there as well, do you know what? Looked at the fuel, just need to go in again, make sure I've got enough fuel to get to the end of the race. Doesn't really matter, because we're that far ahead, and it's not about doing X amount of laps. If we had to do X amount of laps, it's a different story, but I had 12 minutes to go at this point. Filled it up, and I knew that was plenty of fuel for me to get to the end. Now I could do 3 laps, which is about 12 minutes. So when you get to the final lap, I did 7 laps here. We're a minute and 20 almost ahead of the leader, and we've gone over by about 13 seconds. Now that mistake is what really took it over 13 seconds, and I was just taking it easy. With these Le Mans, you don't have to rush it, you just have to take it easy. And as you can see there, we got our credits, 825 credits for about half an hour's worth of work. It's paid for the car, it's paid for all the tuning, and you can then go again, and that's pure profit at that point. So but the car itself is fantastic to drive. Hope you guys have enjoyed it like you have the other videos. As I said before, the support you've been showing is absolutely incredible, and if you do want to join the party, hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and tell me in the comments what you think of these videos. But before we do go, just take this moment to just say there's 2 videos going to come up. They're both by the amazing Sparks Theory, so go and check the guy out. He is absolutely hilarious, and I will see you on the next one. See you later.